Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Dammâseq Campaign. Last time I had to do a post-commentary because I accidentally didn't record my audio correctly, so, whoops. But worked out in the end, not too much happened. Essentially what we did was we roaded our way down to Eloth, our southernmost sort of outpost here in Moab and Adam, and in the north we completed a Lovecraftian road network up here. I'm realizing, by the way, that there's actually probably should be a road over here. Yeah, I probably should have made a road between Taibei and Akash at the very least, so I probably should build that road before I forget. I'll probably just raise the Kadesh levy again in a couple of months to do that little construction project, and then it'll be a bit more like a regular loop and not this weird asymmetrical road network. And we also began work on the Wonder, the Tomb of the Aborids, located in Dammâseq, for some very strong national bonuses. Pop and assimilation speed, pop conversion I should say, and assimilation speed, 30% on both sides, 15% integrated culture happiness and plus 0.15 monthly ruler popularity gain, and 15% omen power, and all of these will eventually rank up again after the Wonder ages enough, but it's being constructed right now in Dammâseq, of course. That's basically what we got up to last time. I'm also slowly trying to catch all of my areas that I can colonize, just to fill in this area over here, the Western Dead Sea province, so I'm working on that as well. But that's basically it. At this point, we're really just kind of waiting around for the succession. Ahiram I, who I have scandalously married to his younger sister, Ashera, just for the sake of having better stats to help on the national level, so, you know. He is now in poor health. He has gout and arthritis. And his son, Daniel, who's in his early 30s, is in really, really good shape to ascend as Daniel II. Honestly, pretty excited about this ascension, as we're going to have an 8670, who actually will serve us as an 8679 on the national effect level. That's a lot of stability. Only 7 charisma boost, which isn't amazing, but I do think I made the right call at the time with this marriage. It's been pretty fruitful. His heir is likely going to be Jezebel, Abirid, another potential queen for the nation, someone hopefully a bit more notable, a bit more non-controversial than his ancestor, Arishat, who of course did some duplicitous things to pave the way for his grandfather to be the king. Whatever the case, he actually has 3 daughters, so whatever happens with his kids, we're going to have a queen one way or the other. There's no avoiding it, so thankfully that's not going to be a problem with my succession laws. Whatever the case, let's go ahead and resume at speed 3. Actually, now that we're at January 1st, I will pause again just for a sec. Trade for some of this. We've got Bungling Burglar. In the dead of night, Gizgo scaled the walls of the abode belonging to Ahiram. My very, very old, long-standing family head statesman Gizgo is engaging in some burglary, apparently. What he failed to recognize, perhaps, was that Ahiram himself was indulging in a late-night wine-tasting session with a few of his closest friends. Needless to say, Gizgo came to his senses after being pitched from the nearest balcony. What on earth is happening in the palaces? What is this? This is like the oldest man, like, I guess Ahiram's older, but like this guy looks so old. He's climbing the walls, he's trying to steal things from Ahiram. What is going on here? This is just wild. But whatever the case, this guy loses 20 health. He's gonna die. He's near death. Yeah, this guy's about to keel over at any minute now. Okay, that's a funny event for sure. I don't think I've ever seen that event before, and that's a funny character for it to happen with. Let me just make sure that I'm recording my audio correctly. It looks like I am. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so what I want to do actually, my PI being in the negatives from colonization means I can't do too much, but I do want to spend a bit of my money on making sure that all my capitals that can have them have palaces. This one here does have a palace, alright. Zophar is becoming a city currently, so I can't have a palace there. So this is a palace, or this is a city, so let me build a palace here. Batir needs a palace as well. And then Hatsarim has one, alright, good. Everything up here should be good. We actually have a number of building slots. We actually have a number of trade slots as well. What do we need over here? Probably citizen happiness. I'll trade for some earthenware, the standard import situation. Okay, up here, meanwhile, let me check up here. Which of these are actually cities? Alzalana probably needs a palace. It does. that'll help with parental loyalty as well. Up here, this place needs a palace. Hermesh is not a city. Hermesh could actually be a city, in fairness. I need a PI for that though, so that's gonna have to wait. Samalil needs a palace as well. All right, and then once these palaces finish, I guess I may as well. Let's see here. Let's boost up some citizen happiness. More earthenware. This will have to do for now. Again, there's not an easy way for me to check all the imports that are available in all my various locations. This one here, Katna. Let's see here. Maybe some more Freeman happiness. Really what I should do to be truly efficient is... I'm also going to unpause now. It should be... maybe when the succession happens, I should do another giant review of all of my trading. It's of questionable value, right? Master of the Guard is no more. Okay. This guy's pretty good. 8 Marshal, finally, a good candidate for this position. I've had so many bad Masters of the Guards. Alright, Batno and Milkermid, you are hired. I may also groom this guy to be a governor with his 8 Marshals. We're going to see what happens with that. But yeah, what I'm thinking is maybe when the succession happens, I do a giant review. Because at this point, I'm almost essentially at my what I sort of think of as my natural borders in terms of my core land before being involved in more conflict with Mari. I don't really plan to take direct land any further into Egypt at the minute. I'm thinking, by the way, that I will eventually integrate Jeddah, and I'll also, in the 3rd Comedic War that isn't planned yet but will happen eventually, I'll, maybe not with Petra, but I'll release somebody in the Red Sea, and then I'll have them be my client state. I may have to fight them to make them my client state in a separate war, because you can't release somebody as your client state, which would only make too much sense for it to be in the game. But what I'll probably do is release somebody from down here, and then I'll make them my client state, and then in future Comedic Wars, I'll feed them Red Sea land, so that I'm not taking it directly. I feel like Red Sea is a little too far away for me at the minute to really deal with very efficiently before I start to build up Moab and Adom further. It's really, truly just so far from my core. But a local client state could certainly do a great job holding it down for me. And really it's about depriving it from Kemet, and then further spreading Jeddah in the north. Eventually I'll integrate these guys and control this land directly, but that's much further along in the campaign. We're not really at that point yet. Alright, so we've got some slave liberation. I think this is fine by me. This guy's pretty loyal. Governor Phoenicia, I'm not too worried about him. Popularity for Ahiram never hurts, and I'd rather have some of these people be freemen. Oh my gosh, it's a little spinning action right there when I said that. I did not mean to do that, but perfectly fine. Also, speaking of client states, we do have a number of open slots that we could make use of here. We could make new clients over here, for example, or do other things over here. Something I'm thinking about as well is for my wars with Mari and the what's their like term, Yamina. Okay, that's not what I would have expected. I guess whatever the nation Yamina started as was the founder of the Mari tag, or like they formed the Mari nation, I should say. The Yamina wars or the Mari wars, I don't know what I'm going to call those. I'll probably want a Jeddah style client state over here to feed territory to and then integrate later. I don't really want to take this directly. I mean, it might be fine. I mean, these guys, at least the southern areas of Mari, are Canaanite. But it is a different culture group, and we already have a different culture group over here, so it's even a different culture group. It's the Amorite culture group, as well as there's a lot of cultural diversity up here. Actually, this is going to be kind of complicated. I don't know exactly. I'm not going to fight Mari right away. That is not my goal. I don't really want to fight them. Also, let me raise the Kadesh levy to go and, where's my region split? Here it is. To go and finish that road up really quick. I'm just going to send the whole levy over to do it. Why not? Let's road from Akash up to Taibei, just so we finish that loop. I think that's probably fine. Alright. For some reason, we suddenly have a bunch of trade offers from people. Alright. Alright. Good job. Road up to Taibei. This looks fine. Okay. Alright, things look good. How's my king doing? Very poor health, yeah. We're getting there. Definitely getting there. Like I said in the post-commentary, episode 57, I think we're definitely in the right position for succession. Things are really secure, we have good stability, we have a giant, well, a pretty big, compared to what we just had, but we have a good treasury. Ahiram, my goal with Ahiram was to start the Wonder, and we did that. I mean, I have multiple goals, but that was one of my main goals with him. Manpower is looking really strong. I think we're in good shape. And we have a really good successor as well, Daniel. I'm really, really excited about Daniel II. So we shall see how things work out here, but I am optimistic. I should also probably road from Taipei to Kriza, and from Kriza down here. I should just make this a full fork in the road, to be fully honest. Actually, is this already connected? I don't think it is. It will be now, either way, just for maximum mobility. And then it will lower the Kadesh levy, because them being raised is causing problems. I could technically... that's a 12 Marshal Admiral, so never mind. I'm not going to technically do anything. Alright, Jeddah, how do you feel about me? They're pretty happy. I wish I could have a Canaanite client over here that would convert people for me before I came in the area, but nope, that's not how it worked out. I don't know if that's possible to set up actually even in this game. Not entirely sure. But Jeddah was the option that I had at the time, and that's the opportunity that I took, and it's worked out pretty well, so I'm not complaining. Another reason I'm not really rushing to take over this land directly or the Red Sea area. Completely wrong religion in the area. It's just going to be too hard to directly maintain so far for my core. Mediation. An argument has been furiously raging for some time now between Suhaima or Mintba and Mutanbal Mashid. The gist of the matter involves a sizable quantity of wealth, with each claimant certain they are the rightful owner. After many months of fruitless discussion, both parties have agreed to let King Ahiram decide on a solution. So I could become friends with one of these individuals. They're both family members, and neither of them are really of any serious political importance as far as I can tell just from what I see. I guess I'll just do the option where I get a bit more popularity for extra tyranny reduction, maybe not even enough to get 0.01, but that seems like the wise move. I guess we did get 0.01 actually, so I stand corrected. Okay, so this is now all fully connected up. Alright, I think that's all the roading I want to do over here. This looks a little bit better, yeah. So if I was at Hermesh, right, I wanted to come over here. Okay, so from Hermesh to Tadmor, or presumably to my other border, it does go through the desert. I don't think I can build in the desert, can I? I guess I could build a road along the edge of the desert and have that there. I mean, I don't think can I build a road in the desert? I'm pretty sure I can't, right? I guess I should go verify. I actually don't know offhand if I can build in the uninhabitable desert. I mean, I can enter it, so maybe I'm allowed to road in it. I'm not entirely sure, because roading isn't the same thing as building. Like, I'm not constructing a settlement building, you know, it's an action taken by an army. Jewelry fit for an empress. My something, your noble consort, Ashera Abarid, oh, this is missing a word, has expressed the desire for some jewelry made out of the precious blue lapis lazuli stone. Lowercase she, wow, the stone is not as rare. This event is like having a medical situation as it's presenting itself. While the stone is not as rare as to be prohibitively expensive, having the adornments made will still cost a princely sum. Refusing might upset your consort just as much as humoring her. I mean, extra charisma is actually, like, genuinely one more charisma is actually worth 500 gold. The issue is she's not going to be the consort for like a lot longer, so let's see. Oh wait, what's this one? The jewel shall be mine. Okay, Ahiram could gain the charisma, but his charisma is still replaced by her charisma because it would still be higher, so it wouldn't matter. I mean, in all honesty, I think this is actually the best of these options. I mean, this would be fine because her personal loyalty is not a big deal at all. I think I would rather pay 500 gold for maybe slightly better tyranny reduction. This is an exorbitant waste, but I do have the money right now. We don't need lots of money saved up. That's what's nice about having the Wonder be under construction already, is I don't need to worry about saving my money any further. Alright, let's see here. So this guy would be pretty good. Really, I'm going to move my really promising new Master of the Guard over to that position. So let's put you here. And that guy just fired. Go over here. There we go. That's the way to do it. And incidentally, do I have any better charisma characters? I do not. Let's see, 7. I mean, I guess my Chancellor would be a better charisma character. I think it is worthwhile actually to switch these guys. All right, let me do that. Just to be, I should probably keep an eye on this. I think I will do a complete government reorganization when the succession happens. Wait, what am I doing? Right, you are replaced by this guy. There we go. Okay, perfect. Slightly better research. How's the research going, by the way? Nothing coming up super soon. A few more years. Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna walk into the desert and see if I'm allowed to road. If so, that would be interesting to know, but I don't think I am. I guess it could be possible. I cannot build a road here. Okay, I didn't think I was allowed to, but good to verify that. So I think I won't make a road from Hermesh down here. I mean, I guess it might be fine. From the issue is, well, a road along this edge here does connect up my borders, and this might be strategically important ahead of Mari conflict. So let me actually do this. I'm going to split these guys in half. I'm going to send one force up to Hermesh, and the other one to the other side down at Melga. And then we'll road sort of to each other along the edge of the desert here. It's a little close to this other road, and there's no cities over here to take advantage of it, but this is a pure, like, military road situation where being able to reach the two sides of my sort of southern Mari border, or border of the Mari area, might be handy. You never know. Palaces are done. Let me look at these individually to make sure I get all the imports I need. Alright, so what do we need here? Probably Freeman Happiness. Let's get some wine. These guys. Okay, and then go to this one. More Freeman Happiness. Freeman Happiness is always a good bet because everyone should be demoting down to Freeman until they assimilate. Then their happiness will be better anyways. So over here, this one I think I actually do need some noble or citizen happiness. Let's get some earthenware. The happiness is actually low enough that I think it's a potential problem. Over here. Alright, oh yeah, definitely. Let's get some incense. Do I have any incense being traded? Hold on, let me come back to that later. Let's get some spice and some earthenware. Again, the earthenware trade of the world has already been exhausted. Oh, did I not pause the game? Whoops. I mean, that's not that big of a deal, actually. It didn't really cause any problems. We'll just trade for some more wine, I think. Okay. And then what I was going to do is go to my trade menu, which is over here. Imports, trade good. What am I looking for? I'm looking for incense. This is alphabetical. I don't think I'm trading for... I'm not importing any incense. That's good to know. If I could get a surplus of incense in the capital, it's a really, really strong... It's a 5% state... I think it's a 5% omen power bonus or something, which is one of the better bonuses in the game. Actually, no, it's state religion happiness. That's still pretty good, though. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, how's the wonder coming along, by the way? So I forgot that I have this wonder tab I can look at. So what does this mean exactly? The workforce. Can I get a tooltip, perhaps? 107 slaves. Is it the number of slaves in the... Okay, or 109, I mean. So it uses the workforce of the province. That's interesting. So I actually could speed the wonder up by moving slaves over. That's interesting. And maybe that is the motivation I need to move those Kemetic slaves that are currently all hanging out in Rapahu. Causing... Actually not causing any stability problems. Maybe there's some slaves a bit closer by that aren't going to be as expensive to move over. Some of these guys I could move up for sure. I have a couple Kemetic communities that I settled around here. Actually, why don't I look in the north? Let me do it like this. Not that one. Here we go. Let me move some slaves out. Let me find some provinces that have loyalty problems. This one here is just barely not having loyalty problems, so... Actually, let me look at it like this. Like up here, like Taibe. Yeah, these Canaanite Eblites I can move down. Alright, what's the route that I take from up here? Oh my gosh, why is this? Okay, I think going through Yabrudu is the best route here. So to get to Adra is okay. So let's do it backwards. So 1 to Kataifa, 2 from Hasia, 3 from anywhere touching Hasia, 4 from Henadair, 5, 6, 7, 8. So going through Grow. So let's move them all into Soha first. So from Taiba, let's move these slaves here, these Eblite slaves. Alright, any other giant slave groups here is from Sharona. Actually, those guys can move from Sharona. What about Yafat? We have a couple slaves. Alright, now into Grow, move from Soha. Let's see here. Yeah, lots of Eblites. This isn't as big of a movement as Ahiram's first episode, but still a fair bit. Shnan. Wait. I was wrong about that. Let me just look for big numbers. Okay, I think we're fine. Now this group in Grow, let's move down to Tunanapa. Actually, hold on, wait. Move them to... Yeah, here we go. This is faster. Move them to Damina from Grow. Okay, then from here move them through Kizhel. I sure hope I'm trading for vegetables. I think I am trading for vegetables, yeah. Because I have vegetables locally. Alright, we're fine, we're fine. So Kizhel... Yeah, move them into Kizhel now. Actually, did I finish moving from Grow into Damina? I think I did. Any other big groups I need to move? Not really. Okay, so now into Kizhel from Damina. Okay, this is easy. Okay, now from Kizhel into Hanader, and then we'll get to Hasia from 2 more moves. Okay, so from Kizhel, we're picking up a couple extras as we go, that's fine. Bring a big workforce into the capital area to speed up the wonder. I'll be curious to see how much this helps ultimately. Maybe it won't be much, but moving slaves into the capital area is probably a smart move anyways. They're going to have much less of an effect in a location that has permanent, full provincial loyalty. Much less of a negative effect on loyalty, I mean. That's what I mean by that. Alright, so move from Hanader. Alright, just this giant number. Oh, that was Harbija. Yep, I'm aware I've got starving populations in Hafar. Okay, now into Hasia. Alright, we're almost there. From Hafar, just move all of them. Every one of them. Alright. Wait, there's more. Oh yeah. Here we go. Your Broody will have starvation problems for 1 second, and then move them from Hasia into Kataifa. We're almost there. Actually, I should leave some in Hasia, because Hasia is a... Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to leave... I shouldn't have moved one of the Dammâseq yet. Let me move all the non-Dammâseq out, and leave the Dammâseq there. Okay. Okay, yeah. Wait, no, I need to move one more Dammâseq. There we go. Actually, wait, hold on. Actually, no, let me move 5, so it's at capacity. Move 5 to Kataifa from Hasia. Okay, so now we're not wasting, so it's 15 out of 15. Alright, that's fine. Okay, now the slave city's at maximum size right now. Let's move these guys into Adra, the port of entry into the capital, apparently. From Kataifa. Let's try to leave all the Dammâseq if we can in Cataifa, but everybody else goes. Alright. Every 20. Let's see here. So which means we can bring 8 more out. We probably should. Let's move 8 out, because Yabrudu may have food problems again if we leave too many people there. Okay, so from Cataifa. Where is my Cataifa button? Here it is. Okay, that is perfect. Good. Alright, now from Adra. So now, technically, these guys could live anywhere in the province. And I think the plan is I split them between Marba and Duma, like I did before. That worked out pretty well last time. They really promoted and upgraded quite fast, because these places have good infrastructure. Temples and whatnot. I'm actually going to build... Let's see, what's the... Actually, I've got the things I need in both of them, to be fully honest, so that's perfectly fine. Let's see here. What else could I get, though? Well, you know what? I should build a, let me build a workshop here, at least, to get the cloth bonus, because I already have the copy of cloth. And let me actually, let's see here. Actually, I already have multiple... Actually, I don't think I need the copy of cloth, to be fully honest. I don't think we need to do any infrastructure construction. Let me just move the slaves over. So what do we have here? We have 35 slaves, so what's that? 15 is 30, 16 is 32, 17, hold on. 17, so 7 plus 7 is 14, so 17 plus 17 is 34, I think? So let me move 17 into each. So from Adra, not Hadara, confusingly. Alright, so move all the Eblaites, or, hold on. I'm going to lose count here, aren't I? Alright, hold on. I'm at 28. I need to get rid of 11 more over here. Alright. Why am I not counting? Oh, I'm so stupid. Alright, 25, which means I need to get rid of 7 more. No, I need to get rid of 8 more. Okay, let me actually count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now 17. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright. Now, all the rest from Adra, basically. Okay. Alright. We've done it. Mission accomplished. Okay, there we go. So now, let me, I don't know if it's going to update yet. Yeah, let's give it a month. Okay, now it's updated. Let's see here. What's the timeline here? I think that's shaved off 2 years. I'm not entirely sure. Something like that. Probably not worth it to do this much further to like try to min-max the speed. It's going to take a long time no matter what we do. But we've got a really competent young character on it, so that's the best we can kind of hope for right now. Oh, we got food problems in Yabrudu again. Oh, you know what? I stopped trading for things in Yabrudu. That's why we have food problems. The game should have told me that that was happening. Then I wouldn't have had this issue. I think that's fixed it. Yeah, when we have the succession, I have to go through and, like, double-check everything, because this is, it's all been... I think because people have been, like, getting destroyed, and whenever I lose trade routes into my non-capital location, I don't get any notification at all. Still? Really? Okay, more grain. More grain for Yabrudu. Trade with Mari. That'll have to do. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna save my PI, I think, at this point. Well, maybe I don't need to. Yeah, I'm gonna save my PI for succession-related management stuff. The preeminent Ahiram or Mitba. This is my Chancellor. Some say that throughout canon there is one constant: the deeds and character of Ahiram or Mitba precede him, from the villas of the capital to the shabbiest border town. Ahiram has risen to great prominence and position as a public servant and aristocrat, and is known, and through his legendary private stories, has the ear of everyone worth knowing in Dammâseq. He could no doubt make a useful ally. Not worth it because yeah, I'm just not gonna interact with that. I don't really want to rival anybody right now, and I guess I may have been able to get away with that. I'm not gonna live much longer, so it wouldn't really advantage me very much to get that relationship set up here. Alright, I didn't start the roading on. Alright, whoops. Alright, so what we're doing now. Oh, interesting, hold on. So from Tadmor, this is the route that's taken. So what about up here? So wait, so this is already the route that's taken. Why did it not go this way before? That's why I didn't build a road before. Okay, well if this is already the fastest road taken, so from here to get here, it does go like that. Okay, so I don't need to do anything. I've already got the road that I need. I mean, technically this sort of interior road would maybe be a bit faster. Like, this route is faster than walking without the road, but walking with the road might be faster. But I don't really want to build this parallel road if I can help it, you know? Alright, so... Alright, Kadesh Levy, you can be dismissed in that case. We are fine. 50 population, or 50 cohorts on the main levy as well. That's quite good. That's, I think, now 5 armies. That's a lot of sacking in the Third Comedic War that I can pull off. The And Jete Gnome is risen. Okay. Any other rebellions we can support? Kemet controls this oasis area. Actually, no, that's Kenmet. This is a different nation. That's not confusing at all. Interesting. I don't really see anybody we could support cheekily. I mean, Petra we could technically support, but I'd rather just release somebody from here that I can have more control over, so we're going to wait on that. Alright, things are looking quite good, to say the least, score-wise. Alright. This is going pretty well. Now it's 951, in fact. That's definitely going to be during Daniel II's lifetime and rulership. So that's pretty promising. Okay. Any colonization we can do, maybe? I wish I had a notification for this, but I do not. These are just forts. Come on. Nope. We have to keep waiting. Probably build some more buildings over here, shouldn't I? Let's see. What would I even want here? Actually, training camps here would probably be worth a fair bit. Oh yeah, definitely. These places are producing some manpower, to be sure. Not a ton, but some. Alright, this mine is done. Let's get some slaves over here. 12... What do we need here, actually? We need to get to 12. Alright, so move them from where? From Mayer, that's fine. Okay, extra copy of gold. Never hurts. 3 stability. Coming of the city of Zofar. Alright, there it is. These are the best of times. Produces cloth. I guess that's fine. Alright, now that this is done, we can build a palace, and then we'll immediately queue up a peacekeeper, and I'll wait and see if we need the barracks, or if we need the garrison. Possibly not, but we shall see what we get down here. Yeah, I'm going to save my PI and do all my policy changes when the succession happens. I'm just going to... Ooh, what is happening over here? Who is this? Pituru? This is a rebellion against Mari, who's beating Mari. Was Mari fighting... Okay, Mari's distracted by other fights, apparently. That's what's happening. Okay, Mari's busy fighting the world's furthest away coalition up here in the middle of nowhere. And they're having a rebellion in their core, so that's not really great for them. I mean, they're already at war with Mari, so if they win their war, they become independent. I guess what I could do, and they also wouldn't... I may have a way to reach them through Arna. Let's see, do I have a claim on Arna? I don't have a claim on Arna. I think I should... Okay, because let me think about this. I want to take the rest of Ebla that Arna currently controls, and, like, make Malal a fort. And this would also give me a border with a potentially emergent Pitur. I don't know if they'd actually take this land, though. They may still be up there. But this does give me another border with Mari. I think I should go to war with Arna. Not because of the Mari thing, but, you know, in preparation for future Mari shenanigans. Let's see. They bring in Ebla. They bring in my guarantor, Pitina, which is not great. And who's this? Oh, they bring in the city-state up here, Hraitan. Okay. I mean, I guess I could subjugate one of these guys and make them my client state in the area. It would be kind of funny to make Ebla my client state, given my nation's historical relationship with Ebla. That would be the ultimate final humiliation, is that I make them my client state that I feed and grow in the Mari area, like the super far away from their actual homeland. I think I don't know if there'd be any reason that would like not be efficient. I mean, that would be quite the funny final, you know, dynamic to have with Ebla. Ebla are... I mean, the issue is they're not... The Ebla culture doesn't go any further north. I really need somebody of a culture, like the national tag is of a culture in the north. This northern area is extremely culturally diverse, along with being religiously diverse. So maybe like a Yamina? I mean, Yamina is the Mari culture, so this is like Mari's homeland, or one of their heartlands. I guess this is more their heartland down here, but they've been colonizing this area pretty effectively. Maybe, you know, maybe I should get a Yamina tag. Can I like see the culture of the tag in a release war, or in a peace deal where I try to release somebody? I actually don't know that offhand. Either way, I should go to war with Arna. I can take on all these people, no problem. I don't need to revoke my guarantee of Patina ahead of that war, because they'll, you know, they'll basically break the relationship with me on their own by joining the war. It may also lead to them not joining the war, which would just make things easier for me. So either way, I'm not going to do anything until the succession. That's just a future goal. I just need this land before Mari gets to it, and Mari's clearly not focusing on that. Also, what is happening with Assyria? They're really split apart. Adamdun is rising down here. Okay. Uruk is holding on. Interesting. Other interesting developments. Peloponnesos is doing quite well. They've got a sizable navy. I mean, by non-Canaanite, you know, standards, my navy is much bigger, obviously, but it's also not a real navy, so, you know. Alright, near death for Ahiram. I think the end is near. His time's almost up, and Daniel II will rise to the throne. Any minute now, it's gonna happen. Poor harvest. Alright, not not the best way to go out. But, I guess we can lose a bit of popularity at the end. Ugh. Unfortunate final couple events here. Presumably final. He may live a few more years, but I suspect not. One of these days now will be the day that the succession occurs, and we're going to be reacting to that and figuring out what we do next. These guys have been here from the start. This is an opening tag. Still doing quite well. How's the Wonder coming along? Pretty good. Still 951 when that finishes. We are almost at our manpower cap. Not quite there yet, though, so that's good. I do want to use my manpower once we're at the cap, so we will keep an eye on that. Yeah, this is a surprising victory for Pitur. It's not a victory yet, but I mean, they're doing quite well. Also, take a look at Mari's fortification situation. Yeah, if you thought Kemet was not fortifying their cities, Mari is like... I'm seeing dozens of cities on the screen right now that are not fortified. Holy crap. I mean, it's a shame that I actually want to control this land leader. I guess I could do a little bit of sacking and then give it to a client. That was kind of something I was thinking about earlier. That would make sacking it, you know, a bit more palatable. Definitely a promising situation. So what is this actually? I didn't even look at this earlier. Establish seasonal floodwater collection in Petra. I have to be a monarchy or a tribe to do this. And this is a pretty strong bonus. It turns Petra into a really, really good city location. But I'm not going to be able to return to autocratic monarchy from being a theocratic kingdom, so I'm going to just not have that decision be available. This one will just not be available because of the technical way this mod works. So, yeah. 'Tis what it is. Maybe I should integrate in Comey at some point. I don't really think I need to do that. Not really feeling super motivated to integrate in Comey super soon here. I think once I start to conquer into like the southern coast of Anatolia, then integrating in Comey makes more sense, but for now it makes the most sense as a client kind of out there trading me all of its copper. Alright, trade hub developing. Oh, okay, this is pretty good. I'll get some citizens. Sounds good to me. Lots of stability, good legitimacy, tyranny is reducing. What more could you ask for? Let's see here. Yep, that's worth it. Alright. 73 stability. I don't even think I've had stability this high for like a while. I don't even know if I've had stability this high ever in the campaign. Or probably I have at some point, but it's just absolute sky-high stability and lots of PI banked up before the succession. Alright, training camps are finishing as well. 42k, let's see if this boosts up. Probably not noticeably, but it will eventually contribute a lot as these guys promote up. I'm already seeing more people, more freemen and whatnot over here. We shall see. Palace in Zofar is done. Alright, let's trade in some resources. We need some more citizen resources, so more earthenware. Yes, all that, like, I am the pot enjoyer, and I mean that not in the way you think, but I mean that in the earthenware sense. I am the ceramic collector, the bowl guy. Okay. Alright, and anyways, this is not, alright, let's just not. Let's just not. What am I losing here? I'm losing something. What have I lost? I can't tell. I think I'm gonna trade for more... Actually, I can't. What about limestone? Ooh, okay, I'll trade for limestone, actually. That's pretty good. Does this affect my wonder by chance? I don't think so. That'd be crazy if it was a 15% faster wonder build, thanks to limestone. This shouldn't be affected by build bonuses. It doesn't say anywhere that build bonuses affect it, so I don't think it has an effect. So, we shall see, I guess, if this shoots up dramatically. Or I guess shoots down dramatically is the way I should phrase that. So, that's fine. Oh my gosh, horse breeding. A horse breeder has approached our court wanting to sell some of his finest breeds. He offers us some horses for our war chariots. They are, quote, immune to fear, as the master claims. Alternatively, he has some sturdy horses to help the farmers in the field. Alright, chariots are not part of my army, so I don't care about that. This is a crazy bonus for 180 months. My goodness. This was this 15 years, 15% national tax. Just for getting some horses on the farms? What is this guy selling us, like 800,000 horses? How are we getting this much of a bonus? Or we could get a master breeder in the court. I don't know what that means. I mean, technically having a new, like, high-tier character would actually maybe be better than this. But I don't have any idea what this means or how to quantify it, so farming horses for 15 years. This is going to help the economy in a big way. Oh my gosh, wow. It definitely did. What a thing. What a thing to have. Pleased with that. We're almost at our manpower max now. Religious advancer needed, alright. There's some good characters here. Put this guy here, I guess. Trade away some fruit. Oh my gosh, these guys won their rebellion for independence? Holy crap, that is a bad look for Mari. This is like right next to one of their core areas that is essentially all assimilated. I could guarantee these guys. Do I do that? I mean, this would be the most aggressive thing I would have done against Mari openly so far, arguably. Also, Arna has a giant revolt happening, so that's lovely. That'll screw up my plan slightly, but we'll worry about that later. I mean, guaranteeing these guys would certainly protect them from Mari. I don't think Mari would attack them if I was guaranteeing them. But this, I think we hold off for now. I think Mari's literally too busy like fighting people in the hills to attack these guys. So, interesting development to be sure. Also, Kemet beat their own rebellion. Notice who's not having any rebellions, despite being the largest empire in the Bronze Age. This guy. I just pointed both my thumbs at myself in real life. None of you saw that. I hope you didn't see that. Oh! Okay. Stability drop. Danel II Abarid rose to the throne and will now rule our glorious nation. 8670. The gods are weeping over the passing of Ahiram I Abarid. 23rd of March, 939. Okay. Well, let's take a second to sort of look at the situation here. So, Danel rises to the throne as, I think, my second youngest character in terms of when I start playing as them. Also, he did seem to inherit a lot of money from his dad. Not all of it, but he may also made a lot of that personally during the Second Chemitic War. But 37 years old, he's older than Iptor was. I think he's around the same age Abdishart was. I think Abdishart was a little bit older, but much younger than, for example, Arashat or his own father, Ahiram. Or I think as well Danel I. I think Danel I was in his 40s. I don't remember exactly, but Danel II rises to the throne with a lot of promising stats, a fairly young king at a moment when Canaan is on the precipice of a lot of really interesting big plans. Obviously, a third Chemitic War is certainly in those plans, and Kemet also won their war against Petra, who, for some reason, they didn't fully annex. What the fuck is this? What? How is Petra alive? How did Kemet screw this up so badly? By which I mean, why did they screw it up for me? Because now I have to deal with the goddamn Petra tag down here. Oh my god, alright, we're gonna worry about that later. We're busy right now talking about the glory of Canaan. So, I think that Danel II comes to the throne as by king standards, relatively young, with a, his wife is on the older side, but they have all the kids they need. She's given him her good zeal, so we got a lot of stab bonuses. One of my strongest consort bonus situations I think I've seen so far. His teenage daughter, Jezebel Abarid, is the heir. Not the best stats I've ever seen, I'm not gonna lie. How are her sisters looking? Astarte Abarid is about as good, though with a different thing as well. Also, let's not forget that we've got this guy here, who is her half-brother. Okay, I actually didn't notice this earlier, or I mean, I knew about this, but I didn't look at it. I didn't notice it in this episode because this is Bat Noam's previous son with Hanno Bastara. What's going on with the succession here? Is this guy in the line of succession? He's actually not appearing in the line of succession at all. Interesting. I would have thought he'd at least be a claimant. I guess because technically the line of succession only flows through Danel's line, so even though he's a half-sibling to the other royal children, he's not a descendant of the Abarid family, which is the correct way this should be calculating it, so I think this is accurate. But we do have this guy here, actually kind of a good character who I wouldn't mind being the successor, 6755. But maybe in her last couple years of growing up, Isabel developed some stuff here. She is epileptic and uncaring, so maybe not the best sign for her having, top-tier stats here. Because epileptic's going to be reducing her finesse, which isn't great. Diplomatic reputation -1. I guess that's fine. Extra zeal, though, that's interesting. I mean, maybe she gets a couple more points when she comes of age, but I'm not feeling super confident. Astarte, again, we'll see. So we're not seeing, like, also Yappa, the baby, or I guess the toddler. We'll see what happens. So the who exactly will be the best successor? I mean, the successor, if I do nothing, will end up being Jezebel, and the game already sees that as the case. She's the first child of the ruler, so she wins. But I could support one of the other successors, or anoint them, I mean. Actually, can I do that? Maybe I can't do that. Maybe I can figure out a way to do that if I really wanted to, but I could push the issue. That would cause some tension within the family, to be sure. Jezebel would be fine. Assuming she gets a couple more points, I can marry her to an absolute Giga Chad, young, handsome lad who also has super high charisma and zeal, and that fixes the main problem. But the marshal, I'm thinking, is going to be a recurring issue. That being said, I don't think I've really needed the ruler to have good marshal for a while now. I have ways to work around that. I really just want charisma and zeal. And I mean, having more than 2 finesse. Let's remember that when I played as Arashat, I literally killed Daniel II's great uncle because he had 2 finesse in order to make the way for Abdestart to be the successor after Daniel I. So Daniel's namesake, his oldest son, was assassinated in, I think, my most evil move that I've done in the whole campaign, in terms of, like, really think about what I'm doing, in order to avoid a 2 finesse ruler. So, and as the father of Isabel, my ability to, like, assassinate her directly, I think, is more limited, because when I was playing as Arashat, I did that to my grandson, and this would be my direct daughter. So, unclear what my options are. I mean, she's a child right now, so I'm not going to do anything until she comes of age, and I can see what her stats end up being. If she comes of age and she's still a stinker stat-wise, and I can't find a spouse that boosts her stats enough, I'll think about what my options are. But either way, I mean, at the end of the day, Canaan is in such a strong position right now, and under Daniel II, I'm intending to strengthen us even further, that having a kind of bad successor to Daniel II shouldn't, like, cause serious problems. I think the momentum of the campaign is at a point now where I could honestly have a series of kind of statistically bad rulers and still play well enough around that. I think my need to micromanage that, because when I did that as Arashat, in fairness, the campaign was so much earlier on, and there were serious existential threats like Kemet, who I didn't really know how I could deal with, and my kind of mindset was more scrappy at that point. But here, Daniel is in a really strong position. And speaking of which, I do think that, in terms of, before I talk about Daniel's plans, my plans with Daniel, let me talk about Ahiram a little bit. Because I think that I've been a little harsh on Ahiram. I've sort of bemoaned him not living up to his legendary father, Abdestart, who I consider on the same level as the founder, Ipter Dagon, in terms of effect on the campaign and grandeur and the power of his influence. I think that Ahiram, and I said this in the last episode, I think that Ahiram can be compared to Arashat, his ancestor, in terms of being this sort of slightly diminished, inferior successor to a really, really standout great ruler of the family. But Ahiram did, like his descendant, hold his own and did have his own accomplishments. I think the main thing Ahiram accomplished was pulling off the Second Kemetic War, which, did encounter greater Kemetic resistance. They definitely knew how to react to me better. The situation was less chaotic, so they had a more organized force. And it was me doing it, but, like, in the lore, he did actually win the Second Kemetic War against arguably greater odds than his father had done. And he also helped his son do some great stuff as well. And he was in charge for the beginning of the construction of the Tomb of the Aberids. So he's the one that managed to maintain the budget and the PI bank. I was doing that, but obviously in the lore, he was the one who did the great political act of building the second wonder of the world that anyone in the Bronze Age knows about. Of course, the first is the Pyramids of Giza. So the Tomb of the Aberids construction began under his watch, as I said at the time, I guess in the post-commentary of what was at the time. I knew he wouldn't live to see its completion, but it's already a good ways along. construction is underway without any serious problems. He's been attending to it, and under Daniel II, I expect to see this wonder completed, and the Abrid family to really enter a legendary stage of renown. So overall, as I am excited for Daniel II, I do want to honor his father, Ahiram, who honestly did a really good job, and really did, not just carry on the same, bare minimum of his own father, Abdushtart, but really did take things to the next level, and really, I think in many ways, Ahiram was my first ruler that started and ended while we were in the end game. I think, or while we're in the late game. Abdushtart's beginnings were still sort of in this near the end of the mid game. So Ahiram was like a true imperial age ruler, and I think he did a good job. Daniel, much younger, better stats, a really strong position, a giant full manpower reserve, plenty of income, over 100 income once again, despite maintaining my giant fleet of transport ships. Thousands of gold in reserve, a wonder under construction. If Ahiram, was a great steward of the nation in its imperial sort of early stages, Daniel is the sign of a golden age to come for Canaan, a young, energetic king with a good situation, lots of momentum to take things forward, and to take Canaan to the next level, if you can believe it, as I do plan to, fairly soon here, begin the Third Kemetic War, with, again, the main goal being to just kind of dismantle and weaken Kemet, sack their cities, take tons of wealth from them, and then use the wealth to continue boosting up my own infrastructure and whatnot, establish another client in the Red Sea area this time to further feed Kemet land, and more excitingly now, I actually want to turn northward with Daniel and take on my increasingly new Imperial Age, new great power level rival of Mari, who isn't really my rival yet. We've been, relatively friendly with them. We've really had no problems with them at all, but with things like the Picheru Rebellion, this is a big clue to me that Mari does not have it together. They're completely distracted. They can't even raise a force of mercenaries to deal with their own rebellion. Now these guys are independent. Mari's weakness is laid bare to the Canaanites, and so I think that under Daniel, not only will we continue what we've accomplished already with the Aborids, he is going to give a new meaning to the idea of the Aborids as true Bronze Age, imperators and conquerors and whatnot. So that's the plan with Daniel, and perhaps even we'll start to fight our way into southern Anatolia, take some new land up there as well. There's a bit of religious diversity up here, so that is more of a question whether that makes sense for us to do, but we do want to continue to expand Canaan beyond just its natural borders that we reached really under Ahiram, but under Daniel II, we really have just so many directions to go in. The Bronze Age is not over yet, and neither is this campaign. We have a long ways to go to really achieve greatness, and I intend to take us all the way there, with Daniel being perhaps the founder or the sort of progenitor of a golden age for Canaan. Very, very excited about that. And so next time we're going to do with that exciting speech now made, next time we're going to probably not even unpause the game. I'm going to do a giant national review. Now we are very much firmly in the late game, and we need to look at things from a late game point of view. How are we exploiting all of our resources, all of our population, as much as possible for maximum profit, maximum resources, and maximum stability? I've avoided any rebellions at all through careful and somewhat neurotic micromanagement, and we need to keep that energy going here under Daniel II. And we will be attending to any other sort of succession issues or government reform, government reorganization, I should say, making sure that if we can figure out if our oldest daughter does have a good suitor that boosts up her stats in the consort sense. If so, I'm not going to worry about trying to micromanage it, but if things look dire, I suspect they might, because that's how this game seems to go. We'll consider our options. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Dammâseq Campaign, and I'll see you all next time.